So Yoshi Wizzy or something?
Yeah, Black Yoshi Wizzy.
Yeah, there we go.
But he's actually going up against Jibca out of Minnesota. This is the guy who I believe back at Push More Buttons, which was like February 2016, beat XX.
Oh, wow.
And knocked him out of the tournament.
That is a really impressive win, actually. XX, of course, most notably slaying Zero.
So yeah, so based on
Civil War.
You know, based on Inui logic, that means that Jibca's better than Zero.
Yeah, exactly. His Zero chain, or his Zero number, as people call it, is only 1.
Right, and so yeah, Jibca here is going to be trying to face off against this Yoshi. Now, conventional logic is that Cloud has a sword, Yoshi doesn't like swords, so that means Yoshi's going to lose, right? Well, Seth has gone Game 5 with Ned. He's gone Game 5 with Javi. He's been, you know, best of the best competition against all the best Clouds, and he's almost taken down every one of them, and even a few he has. So he's no stranger to fighting against sword users.
Yeah, I got a lot of friendlies in with this guy yesterday. We were very, very close. He knows the matchup extremely well, so I'd love to see what he can do here against Jibca, who is definitely a player that's flown under my radar. Minnesota, another scene that I'm not too familiar with. So far, very even game. Jibca going to get the limit, but just in time to die to an egg to up air confirm.
Seth just raining the egg down on top of him, and there's just not a lot you can do. Very predictable knockback from the eggs means that combo is just combo food.
Jibca getting a late breakfast there. And here we go. Yoshi with a stock lead. I want to see how Seth plays this one out, because being that he has armor on his double jump, and Cloud loves to kill you from the air. Oh, well,
we'll just take
punish
the
egg.
Back. Yeah.
No armor on that.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the egg, though, is that as great as it is as a combo tool, it also leaves you very vulnerable if you are not in a smart position before you launch the egg.
Yeah, Jibca, recognizing the opening, just ran right under the arc of the projectile and managed to punish it on whiff. Now he's kind of building this back, very close to reassuming the lead. A good 2 more hits will do it for him. However, Seth, content to just kind of fly around, stay very ambiguous. Almost
wanted that nair to fair, and that was very close. Jibca, though, going down.
Wow, that time getting it. Yeah, the weak nair, actually, easier to confirm off of.
I was going to say, Jibca DI'd down to get away from the first fair, and then Seth's like, well, here's another one. Can you do anything about this?
Right.
I can't.
Hitting him with the late hitbox, managing to keep him closer, and thus a lot easier to get that follow-up into the spike. Seth closing out game 1 in not quite a dominant fashion, but definitely a convincing one. However, Jibca, I can't fault him, because every Yoshi's going to know the Cloud matchup. Not every Cloud necessarily is going to know the Yoshi matchup.
Right, and Seth is the best of the best as far as Yoshis go. I am confident in saying that.
I got to say, man, I have played and watched a lot of Sky Williams, and he's really good. I'd say if he entered tournaments, he would have a claim to the throne of Yoshi. However, being that he doesn't compete, we have to say for all intents and purposes that Seth is the best in the States.
Yeah. I mean, he has the results. He has, you know, the fan support. You know, people that know the game know that Seth is deadly with this character.
Anyway, we've got a solid opening here from Jibca, picking him to Dreamland, the tri-plat with the lower ceiling but the bigger sides, and also slightly higher platforms.
And another thing too is that it's got a very deep blast zone. So if Cloud has his limit, he doesn't necessarily, he can possibly make it back from deeper depths than he normally would.
That's very true. However, even limit up B goes a little bit less far than you would think. So he still may fall short on this recovery.
What we're saying is, though, is that the best course of action for Jibca here is stay center stage. Don't let Seth dictate the stage control.
Oh, of course, and that rings true in every match pretty much. Now,
unless you're Villager.
Yeah, some characters do like to play the edge game a little bit, but it's risky in its own right, and Seth just going to sniff that limit out. He knew if you see that Cloud dash dancing in front of you going back and forth, he's looking for some kind of whiff or a spot dodge just to hit you with limit.
Jibca unburdened himself from that limit at the wrong time, and Seth just easily rolled behind an up smash. Very powerful up smash and extremely potent killing tool. Seth's trying to make this a quick 2-0.
And as good as Limit Cross Slash is, as many active frames as it brings to the table, that is actually one of its biggest flaws, is that it takes a long time. So sure, on block, it's going to eat your shield up, but if you manage to cross them up, it's a free hit. You get all the time in the world to prepare your punish of whatever sort. Seth choosing up smash, of course, Yoshi's best kill move.
Sort of haphazardly letting loose his limit there. The problem with that is that now he has to try and charge it through the great onslaught that Seth has been putting up. Seth never seems to let Jibca rest, and his limit has been few and far between.
Just going to charge up, try to peel this stock off, but every time he runs away, that just gives Seth an opportunity to start that egg onslaught again. And those do a significant amount of shield damage.
Oh, great, fair. Good trade, though, by Jibca. Was able to sneak out a back air, it looked like.
Yeah, just needs to close the stock out. There goes Limit, though, or his life. See what I mean? Deep blast zone, and even Limit up B, not enough to get him back to the stage.
And the egg lay only used it one time the entire set in that kind of thing, and it's all he needed to take it. Seth will be moving on.
Also, tell me my man Jibca does not look like Tweek's little brother.
He looks like Tweek's older brother.
Older? I don't know. He looks like Tweek Junior or Senior. Who knows? But either way, we've got a few nice little replays coming up for you.
That was a pretty impressive, you know, showing all around from my man Seth. So let's cut to a couple of replays here showing off. First of all, it's going to be